For microfinance clients, microfinance institutions can actually be a channel of clean energy technologies. And so here I've shown some data from Gurmeet and Shakti showing the exponential growth of their solar energy program. And they've actually now marketed over 220,000 solar home systems on a commercial, sustainable, financed basis to clients within Bangladesh. And they're also having similar success with biogas digesters and improved cook stoves. In fact, there are over 12,000 microfinance institutions globally now. It is a rapidly growing sector, and it's reaching nearly 1 billion people worldwide. So what microenergy credits does is we use funding from the carbon markets to replicate renewable energy programs at microfinance institutions worldwide. And the way it works is that when a microfinance bank makes a loan for a clean energy product, it creates a carbon offset. So for example, when a household, a micro-entrepreneur takes a loan for a solar energy system, they stop using kerosene. Since kerosene is a polluting fuel, it creates a carbon offset. And when they use solar, that offset is created. Microenergy credits purchases that offset from the microfinance bank. So the bank can then use those revenues and incorporate that in their business plan so that they can hire a project manager to start more clean energy programs, market clean energy, find suppliers, and create loan products for their clients to enable them to adopt the clean energy. So last year, the carbon markets were over $120 billion in Europe. And less than 1% of that went to renewable energy in developing countries. The reason is that there are very high transaction costs associated with securitizing a carbon offset to be a credit that can be traded in the carbon markets. So what the role that microenergy credits has is actually to aggregate these extremely small clean energy investments from micro-entrepreneurs, massively aggregate them to such an extent that they can actually be sold on the carbon markets. And the response from microfinance institutions has really been overwhelming. We have just been amazed hearing from a number of different microfinance banks. I get alerts on my BlackBerry a couple times a week from a microfinance bank that I've never heard of before, saying, look, we want to do clean energy. We want to have a clean energy program. We care about the environment. Our clients need this technology or that technology. And so here's a few examples. We're working in Uganda with Finca Microfinance Institution, who is marketing solar lighting systems to their clients. And just a story from Uganda, some of their key clients have been schools. So these are private boarding schools who are actually microfinance clients. It's an enterprise to have a boarding school. And these boarding schools have enthusiastically talked about the improvement in the students' performance when they have light in the evenings. And they actually are able to repay the energy systems because they're getting more students coming to the boarding schools that have lighting. Bank in Mongolia is another really innovative bank, and what they're doing is they have extremely cold winters, and the heating fuel in Mongolia is coal, not charcoal. It's the coal that you mine from the ground. So you can imagine how sooty and polluted the households are when they're using this fuel for heating. They are able to create efficient yurts, and the efficient yurts reduce by half the amount of heating fuel they need in their household, and then they use efficient stoves, which again reduces the fuel by half. Then we have 2 banks in India that are both doing solar lighting. Spandana really has been an inspiration to me because they're one of the most efficient microfinance banks and most rapidly growing banks in India, and they are implementing a very low-cost light-emitting diode LED lantern that's really a product that even the poorest people can adopt. It pays for itself within 6 months. And then the Aryavart Grameen Bank in India has already sold over 20,000 solar lighting systems. All right, so microenergy credits would not be possible without an innovative partnership with EcoSecurities. EcoSecurities is a well-known name in the carbon markets. It is listed on the London Stock Exchange. It is a carbon trading firm, and it typically works with much larger carbon products. But EcoSecurities has agreed to purchase 100% of the carbon offsets that microenergy credits originates over the next 3 years. And so it was really with this visionary partnership with EcoSecurities that we were able to go to market with the microfinance banks.